If you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way you never miss an upload. These are today's hashtag end of video squad winners. If you would like to join them, make sure to watch till the very end of this video. Drop your comment with the hashtag end of video squad for a chance to be featured in my next video. Saiyans have a rich and complicated history, and we have a lot of different Dragon Ball sources that tell us bits and pieces of their history. Of course, we have the main canon, everything that we got from the manga, where we know that the Saiyans are basically working for Frieza. They are going around conquering planets and selling them to the highest bidder. You guys already know this. We have different sources telling us different things from their distant past. Since one of Akira Toriyama's interviews, we've known about Yamashi. Yamashi is the first Super Saiyan and the first Saiyan that went into the Super Saiyan God transformation. And since then, we've had many other Dragon Ball fan manga artists, creators, animators. They've all created different versions of what that may look like, a Yamashi backstory. But what we know from Yamashi is that him and a group of 5 Saiyans, they pulled together and fought off the evil Saiyans that were controlling their original planet. Ultimately, they created the Super Saiyan God in Yamashi, who, with great power, was able to wipe out most of the evil Saiyans, but his power left him right away, and they were at the mercy of whatever evil Saiyans were left, and that was the end of the original planet before the Saiyans left that planet to conquer another one, Planet Plant, and rename it Planet Vegeta. Their original planet was obviously Planet Sadala. So Saiyan history, that's what you get in a nutshell. But we have another thread that is explaining more of what the past of the Saiyans sort of looked like and who the evil Saiyans versus Yamashi's righteous Saiyans was. And it actually explains this also. It's weird that I didn't know this beforehand because I've actually played a lot of Dragon Ball Legends, but I haven't gotten to that point in the story, and I ended up giving up the game a little bit because I'm not really into mobile games. But there are a ton of different YouTubers online that love Dragon Ball Legends, and most of them have played mainly the multiplayer, but some have played and braved through the entire story mode. But that isn't the case for the majority of people. If I was to ask you what the story of Dragon Ball Legends was, well, you probably wouldn't be able to give me a straight answer because you hadn't gotten through the entire game. But there is one moment in the game that I have been enlightened of that sheds some light on Broly and his Ikari power and what he actually is. It actually connects a lot of the dots as to the Saiyan's distant past. And it does it in a way that makes it feel like canon, but again, it's Dragon Ball Legends. It's canon onto itself, similar to Xenoverse and FighterZ. Deep in the game, we have a fight between Shallot, who is an ancient Saiyan, and the red cloaked Saiyan. This is a mystery character that we really don't know anything about up to this point. He fights Shallot, and Shallot ends up losing. And the red Saiyan gloats about this. He actually talks a lot of crap, a lot of smack to Shallot. This is the part where we get a little bit more into Legends lore. So if you haven't gotten to this part of the game, then yeah, I'm about to spoil something. But I mean, the game has been out for quite a while. I'm just late on this news. But obviously this character, the red Saiyan, is Shallot's twin brother, Giblet. This is the description of Giblet in his wiki. Giblet despises weakness in others as he thrashed Shallot around for his lack of strength. He hates the state of the Saiyans in the modern day and wishes to bring them back on the right path by committing genocide upon those he deems as failures. He also respects the gap between himself and stronger opponents, as he stated his own power was paltry to the Super Saiyan Gokus at that time. So Giblet is a Saiyan at his most base form. Very similar to Zamasu, he doesn't like the weakness and the way that the Saiyans are as of right now, so he wants to commit genocide on the Saiyans and bring them back on the right path. But what is the right path? Well, Giblet sort of tells us with his description of the differences between Shallot and Goku. He has 2 sentences, and this tells us everything that we need to know. He refers to Shallot as blood of the defeated. He actually refers to himself as that, blood of the defeated. Then he refers to Goku as blood of the tainted. Now these 2 sentences speak volumes, especially with the description of Shallot and with him being related to Giblet, both of them being ancient Saiyans. We have even Whis remarking that Shallot and Goku's energy, their ki, is slightly different. It's almost as if they're 2 completely different breeds. But what exactly is this difference? Well, we find this out in Dragon Ball Legends as well. Shallot actually undergoes a new transformation to him, but something that we've seen in Dragon Ball Super Broly. He goes through his own Ikari transformation. He transforms into this rage mode where he bulks up, his hair gets spiky on end, and his eye color changes to a lighter eye color, and he loses all sense of himself. And his energy is also orange with a silhouette of a great ape's face right behind him, which is exactly what the Ikari state is represented as by Paragus in Dragon Ball Super Broly. So tying all these loose threads together, which is something that in Dragon Ball unfortunately we kind of have to do, we see that the ancient Saiyans all had the Wrath power, the Ikari power. They were able to go into this transformation and harness all the power from the great ape. So Giblet can do it, Shallot can do it, and of course Broly can do it. So that makes sense with the whole blood of the defeated concept, because when you look back at the ancient war between Yamashi and the evil Saiyans, you get the evil Saiyans being defeated by Super Saiyan God. So the evil Saiyans are these ancient Saiyans that can go into this Ikari form. So that brings us to Goku, the blood of the tainted. These are the Saiyans that Giblet does not like. He doesn't like modern day Saiyans. He doesn't like the ones from Planet Vegeta. He doesn't like Turles, Nappa, Scouter Vegeta. Doesn't like Goku or regular Vegeta. He doesn't like any of them. But why? Because he calls them the blood of the tainted. But what are they tainted of? Well, I believe that these 2 warring classes on the ancient planet Sadala, the evil Saiyans aka the ancient Saiyans and Yamashi Saiyans aka the tainted, these are 2 completely different types of Saiyans. 2 different breeds, 2 different races. One is more primal, going toward that Ikari power, and the other one seemed to know about the Super Saiyan God transformation and went more into that direction. They were more righteous. So these righteous Saiyans were tainted, but by what? I would say that not only was their philosophy tainted, but I believe strongly that he's talking about them being tainted by God Ki, being tainted by the Super Saiyan God power. That would make sense because that would be the only real outside force that would have a physical change on the Saiyans. And that could also mean that the ancient Saiyans may not be able to go into that God power. They may only be able to focus on the Ikari power combined with the Super Saiyan power. Like, all Saiyans have access to the Super Saiyan power if pushed to the limit, but the ancient Saiyans have Ikari while the tainted Saiyans have the God keys. But if these Saiyans ended up leaving planet Sadala as it was basically destroying itself and conquered a new planet, it is possible that the ancient Saiyans and the tainted Saiyans ended up forming a unified society with whoever was left after the war, and that is the reason that we get ancient Saiyan type behaviors with some Saiyans, say a lot of the ones we saw in the Bardock special and even in Dragon Ball Super Broly, and we get some righteous Saiyans like Goku and Bardock and Gine. Plus, it would also make sense if this ancient lineage also went down through the bloodlines, and that is why Trunks ended up going into this rage mode against Goku Black, because he has some of it, some of that gene inside of himself as well. So he just unlocked it and he got a combination of not only the tainted Saiyan but also the ancient Saiyan. With having 2 different types of Saiyans, it actually explains a lot of the different things that we see with the Saiyans throughout all of Dragon Ball. But Those are just my speculations from knowing these lines from Giblet and Ancient Saiyan in Dragon Ball Legends. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about this information? Do you think I'm spot on with this theory, or do you think that I'm not? Let me know in the comment section below. If you made it to this point of the video, you are now part of the hashtag End of Video Squad. Thank you guys so much for your support. Make sure to drop your comment with that hashtag for a chance to be featured in my next video. Today I'm going to be responding to True Black Knight. Can always get that hard head, always trying to be strong will when she the weakest Saiyan of all. I mean, she's like 1/3 Saiyan. You might as well call her a human because she gets beat up a lot and never gets any Zenkai boost. That's honestly my biggest problem with GT, is that Pan doesn't get any power up at all. No Super Saiyan, no nothing, barely a fighter, but yet she wants to fight all the time. Doesn't really make any sense either, but I like the fact that a lot of fan mangas and fan projects make her a lot better than what she is in Dragon Ball GT. Thank you so much for your comment. This is going to be BlackScape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content. Or perish.